Car chases are dangerous and unpredictable. Viewer discretion advised.
We do have breaking news in Burbank. We're talking about a police pursuit right now.
That's right, Burbank, 5 southbound. Stu Mandela is up in Sky 9 with the very latest. Stu?
Lena, Jeff, sorry to interrupt the weather. I love Rich's stuff, but look at this. This guy, we're just joining a pursuit. This has been going on since the Newhall Pass. We're on the 5 freeway southbound. CHP in pursuit of that vehicle. They are in the Burbank area right now, but we're moving so quickly. I bet you we're going to be in Glendale before we know it. Now you can see California Highway Patrol chasing this vehicle. Original want is speed. This guy really holding true to that original want. As you can see, this car is just moving along here on the southbound 5 freeway, using all lanes out here as he's weaving in and out of traffic. They describe the car as a Toyota Camry. We haven't actually made sure of that yet, but we believe that it is a Camry, perhaps a Lexus, but it is moving along very, very quickly out there. Now that light that you're seeing, that's brought to you by the LAPD, as I understand it right now, but it's still moving along. We're in the Burbank area. California Highway Patrol chasing this car. You can see one of the vehicles right there. Started in the Newhall Pass. Speed, that's what they wanted this car for. The only reason they wanted him to pull over is because he was driving too fast. This guy not stopping, and now it continues on. We're passing the 134 freeway out here. Maybe we're transitioning. As I understand, we are transitioning. So it looks like, excuse me, we stayed on the 5. So we're continuing southbound out here. We're going to be in the Los Feliz area, but this car still continues to move along out here. They were going to use spike strips. We heard them talking about that earlier on. They were going to use spike strips on the freeway. Haven't yet seen that by CHP. But they were talking about it, but apparently unable to do so, probably because of all the other traffic out here. Look at this guy making these moves, not even establishing lanes, just kind of weaving in and out. Southbound 5 freeway coming up on the Los Feliz area, Los Feliz exit. Colorado is the area. Traffic getting a little heavier. As I look up ahead, it even gets more dense. So it's going to be a little bit more dangerous for California Highway Patrol and, of course, that driver using his blinker right there. Very courteous, but that's not going to get him out of this situation he is in right now. California Highway Patrol in force out here, trying to get this driver to stop this evening. Only original want was speed.
And Stu, if you're listening to police scanner traffic, are you getting any information as to how many people might be in this car right now?
You know, they haven't actually said that. Sometimes they do. They get very clear about it. It does appear to have tinted windows. And also, they haven't really had a chance to get up close to it. So that might be part of the issue as well. They always assume that there is more than one person in that vehicle. Obviously, there's somebody driving it, so there's going to be one for sure. But in this case, they never really too sure. And that's one of the reasons why they don't just have one unit or one police officer chasing them, because they want to make sure that if there's multiple suspects inside that vehicle, that they have enough officers to handle that type of situation. Getting the brakes a little bit out here, and it's because traffic's getting a little bit thicker. Speeds have slowed down. At one point, he was up to 95 miles an hour as he was working his way southbound on the 5. Now he's down to about 70. But you can see other vehicles on the road out here getting out of the way, and you can kind of judge that speed also. Now he's starting to pick it up again a little bit. We're definitely going to be getting through Glendale. That was probably the off-ramp right there. So we're going to be getting a little bit farther south here on the 5. The 2 freeways coming up. He's been on the 5 the whole time, has a couple of opportunities. He had the 118, the 405, the 170. All those were freeways he could have taken. He hasn't. But this car continuing to move along out here, hitting the brakes again. Traffic getting a little bit thicker out here on the 5 freeway as we get closer to the 110. So he's might have to start getting a little bit slowing down is what he's going to have to do to stay out of accidents. But you can see other vehicles out here moving out of the way. California Highway Patrol getting really close out here, trying to get that guy to stop. 2 freeway passing it right now.
So, Stu, this guy was attempted to be pulled over because of speed. He may spend the night in jail after this for sure. But tell me, can you tell how many troopers' vehicles are following this this pursuit that's going on right now?
Jeff, we're just getting a little bit of a wider shot here. We never want to lose sight of that vehicle, but it does look like there's going to be at least 4, possibly 5 of the California Highway Patrol chasing this vehicle this evening. Now, California Highway Patrol, they have divisions, just like any other law enforcement that covers a large area. So they have divisions, like there's a Newhall division, there's a West Valley division. So this vehicle has moved through some of those divisions already. The lead car, usually, unless it gets really out of the way, the lead lead car will stay behind it, and other CHP officers will drop out and join in as he works his way through other divisions. Right now, though, he's actually getting very close to the LA area. We're going to be coming up on the 110 freeway, but he's far off to the left lane, so he's not going to be taking the 110 unless he makes some drastic move, which he hasn't. The freeway traffic seems to be about what we're seeing right now. I would call it moderate. Definitely what you would expect for traffic this evening, not more than or less than what you would expect for driving this evening. But you can see that one officer really starting to make a move out there, getting very close to that car. They won't, I can't say won't for sure, but you would think that they wouldn't try to pit that car at these high speeds with so many other cars around it. So basically all they can do right now is kind of stay behind it, have their lights and sirens on, make their presence known, and basically help the public at large to stay aware of the situation and know that they're moving their way through. There's one person ahead of them that's moving at a very high speed, using a lot of lanes out here. And you know, that's the thing. We all sometimes drive a little faster than we should, but when you're in the 90s at that type of speeds in traffic, it gets very, very dangerous. And you know, officers, all law enforcement, they're trained for this type of driving, these type of maneuvers in these type of situations. I would guess that the driver of that vehicle not trained for this type of driving, and that's what makes it so dangerous for the public at large. You know, the only thing, we can't make light of these situations, but yeah, he uses his turn signals quite a bit. Looks like he might be trying to get off the freeway right here. We're on the 5 freeway. This is one of those spots where it gets a little bit tight. It's a good take sometimes. I was just going to say to take the 10 freeway out here, and it looks like he's getting stuck in that transitional type of traffic. Got a bus and a big rig out there. We're very, very close to USC Medical Center. So this is the area we're in right now. This vehicle continues to move around. That spotlight brought to you by, as I understand it, LAPD. And this vehicle continues to elude officers from California Highway Patrol as we work our way southbound on the 5 and staying on the 5, not taking the 10 freeway. So we're going to continue south out here on the 5 freeway.
If you're just joining us, Guy 9 first over the scene of this high-speed pursuit that started in the Newhall Pass. The CHP pursuing what we believe is a Toyota Camry wanted for speeding. He has stayed on the southbound 5 the whole way, down through Sun Valley, down through Burbank, Cypress Park, Lincoln Heights, now going very fast. And Stu, you said that you heard some scanner traffic that they were talking about a speed strike. Did I say this right?
Speed strip?
Yeah.
Spike strip?
Spike strip.
Yeah, there you go.
Spike strips.
Spike strip. But with as fast as this guy is going, I can't imagine that that's really easy to do, because they've got to, one, get ahead of him, know where he's going to go, and be able to get an officer out on the freeway to lay it out.
That's right, and you know, that's one of the things I think we've seen them use spike strips. California Highway Patrol use spike strips in the past, maybe once or twice. It is very difficult and very dangerous for those officers to get out into traffic and use those spike strips, especially with the multiple amount of lanes out here. But this car moving so quickly out here, you can see a lot of stopped traffic out here as we continue to work our way down here on the 5 freeway, coming up on the Soto exit area. So that's the slowing for the other freeway right there. And up in the Gore Point. So he's going to be staying on the 5 freeway out here as he's working away. Look, other people, look at that guy. Almost hit that center divider trying to get out of this guy's way. So that shows you how this is dangerous for the public. A lot of times I get people asking me, you know, what's the big deal? It is a huge deal. And that's the thing. People, this public at large, you're driving along and you've got somebody, we all drive in LA. We've all had this, you know, you look in your mirror, somebody's coming up on you really fast. But this guy is doing this to get away from somebody, and that makes it even more dangerous. And that's the thing. You see the flashing lights, you see those officers, and you want to do what's right, but this guy, he's trying to get away. So it creates these issues out here. Obviously, California Highway Patrol, they want to bring this to an end. They don't want anybody to get hurt. The danger in the public safety is their number one priority. Right there, we can see that the chase vehicle has changed out. We saw there was a California Highway Patrol sedan earlier on. Now it's going to be one of those new Ford Explorers. This is specially designed for California Highway Patrol and law enforcement, but these are specially designed for Highway Patrol. So they are a little bit lower. They have a bigger motor and bigger brakes, obviously, as well. Keep those officers safe when they have to drive like this. This vehicle continuing now southbound 5 freeway. I'm going to get you some locations here in a second, but I can tell you this car not slowing down, not stopping as we continue our way south out here, down through the South Los Angeles area. This is original want speed. This guy would have got a speeding ticket, and that's also something officers are going to be thinking about. If it was just a speeding ticket, why is this guy running? So there may be something else involved here, and that's one of the reasons why this person's trying to keep himself away from officers. But we've seen them all. They very, very rarely ever get away, and I'm sure that's how it's going to end tonight. Somebody is going to be in custody when this is over.
Yeah, I just wonder if there was maybe a warrant out for his arrest or something like that, and that's the reason why he's taking off. Now we're taking live pictures here. Breaking news of a driver wanted for speeding. He's taking police CHP on a police pursuit on the 5 freeway southbound. It's gone through Burbank, Glendale, Cypress Park, and is now in Boyle Heights. So I wonder, Stu, you see that the strategy of the police is to get that larger chase vehicle in there. I wonder against a Toyota Camry if their strategy is to get a larger vehicle in case they want to try to pit maneuver this vehicle. What do you think?
Well, Jeff, and again, we just watch, we listen, and we understand or try to understand what these officers have in their policies, and that's what's going on right here. Yes, that vehicle definitely would be able to pit that Camry, and it would be the better vehicle to use. Obviously, they will not do it in high-speed situations. They will not do it when civilians or other traffic is nearby. So perhaps if this person gets off the freeway, there's a slower speed or the opportunity presents itself, that's when that officer is going to, that officer from California Highway Patrol is going to make that move, that critical move, to bump that rear end, spin that car around, and hopefully bring this pursuit to an end. Right now, though, this guy moving too quickly, all over the freeway. You can see the number of cars are passing, so many other civilians in the area, so it's not the type of place where they're going to do something like that. Right now, we're coming up on the 710 freeway. We're going to see the Citadel here shortly. I was kind of curious, holiday shopping coming up, you think that there might be a little bit more traffic. There is not that heavy traffic that we usually see in the afternoons. So that's good news for the people on the freeway. For this guy, though, he's continuing to elude officers. He's been staying on the 5 freeway. You always kind of wonder, perhaps they're running a plate. Maybe they know where this vehicle is registered to. Right now, we haven't heard any of that information. If that information comes available, definitely we'll pass it along. There's no doubt about that. Right now, though, continuing southbound 5 freeway, we're staying in the #1 lane. It's been fortunate, and as soon as I say it, of course, he's on the brakes and changing lanes. But you can see a little bit of this traffic up here, and this vehicle is slowing down a little bit, which is good news. Is it come to a stop? Not at all. Highway Patrol, they've got their hands full this evening, keeping the public safe, trying to get this guy to stop. And this chase continues as we work our way through the Citadel area, southbound 5 freeway, and we continue on southbound.
Yeah, what strikes me kind of funny is that he does use his turn signals when he makes a lane change, and yet he's fleeing police right now. And is going at pretty high rates of speed when he can, although when he does run into a little traffic, he'll put his blinkers on and make a lane change. So what we have right now is a person who is running from the CHP. It started in the Newhall Pass. It has stayed on the 5 southbound all the way. Now we're in the Commerce area. We don't know if there's more than just the driver inside the car right now. But, well, it looks like he's running into a little bit more traffic right now. And we know that there are several units behind him. I believe we have, the LAPD airship ahead that's providing that light that we see there. Stu, as you look ahead, does it look like there's a little more traffic?
Well, the traffic seems to stay about the same. And, Rich was, we actually interrupted Rich during his weather hit. And there is an issue. My pilot this evening, Brian Petchow, was just talking to me. I just heard something, quick blurb on the radio about the airship that's following along as well. We are coming into some low clouds up here on the southbound 5 freeway. Just saw that sign. We're passing Slauson. But as this continues on, if we move into that cloud layer, which is basically almost down to the ground, we're going to have to wait till it gets out of that cloud layer. Even the helicopter, even the law enforcement helicopter will break off at that point as well. Right now, though, we're still good. Perhaps it gets off the freeway, but right now we're still moving along at a good clip. Southbound 5 freeway, Pico Rivera, Downey area by now, and the weather may play a part of us watching this pursuit. The speeds have kind of slowed down out here, and that's mostly because of the traffic that's that's ahead of him. And, you know, that's kind of the thing as well. The officers out here, they all have their lights and sirens on. If you not playing your music too loud or listening to an audiobook or whatever you're doing in there, you know, you will hear those lights and you'll hear those sirens. And, you know, tendency is for people to step on the brakes, slow down, kind of look around, see what's going on. That might be what's going on out here this afternoon, or this evening, excuse me. But this car continues to keep up these higher speeds, changing lanes, using every chance he gets to get around somebody. But you can see the speeds have slowed down. You know, that big rig right there probably going the speed limit, 65. That's a professional driver. So he's going a little bit faster than what the speed limit is. On the brakes again out here. This is the first time we've seen him all the way over to the right. Perhaps he's going to be getting off the freeway. We're going to follow him as long as we can. I got to give you guys heads up. There is a lot of cloud layer coming up, and even the airship out here is not going to be able to get through there. We'll probably be able to get a little bit higher, but we won't be able to see it. So we're going to be listening along and see where this takes us. Right now, weather. This is one of the first times I got to say that. Weather might actually prevent us from following this pursuit. Southbound 5 freeway, we're getting into the 605 right now, Santa Fe Springs area, and you can see some of that fog getting into the lens right now as this car is working its way into the clouds.
Let's bring up to speed everybody on the breaking news that's happening right now. This is a police pursuit with CHP. It's happened not too long ago. It started in the Burbank area in the 5 freeway southbound. It's gone through Glendale, Los Feliz, Cypress Park, Boyle Heights, Commerce, and now appears to be in Downey, and as you see there, Norwalk, as police continue to follow this vehicle that they clocked for speeding. South. And Stu Mundell is up in Sky 9 saying that at one point in time he was going about 90 miles an hour. That probably alerted the attention of CHP there as they tried to pull him over. He hasn't stopped yet. They're in this pursuit of a Toyota Camry, which is described by police. And looks like 4 to 5 police cruisers in pursuit, with the chase vehicle being that SUV. Stu?
Yes, so it looks like he took the southbound 605, right, Stu?
He did. He definitely turned on the 605. If he would have went north, he would have been out of the clouds. You can see how it's getting so cloudy down there, and we are going to lose it. It's so frustrating up here in Sky 9 to have something like this happen. You know, we want to see where this thing goes. We want to see how it ends. We're going to keep this shot. I'm talking with the pilot. We can climb over the cloud layer and still stay safe. I'm saying that with a question in my voice, looking at my pilot, Brian. But even saying that, we're even losing those shots of even the reds and the blues, the emergency lights, as the clouds are getting thicker out here. We are going to try to keep the best shot we can, and we're going to continue along. Every now and then, everybody knows the clouds will thin out, and that's what we're seeing right now. A lot more traffic out here on the 5 freeway. The 605 freeway. That is the one he chose right now. But the clouds very, very thick. You can see the California Highway Patrol continuing to follow that vehicle. The vehicle that they're chasing is right there, and all we can show you right there is basically the tail lights. The California Highway Patrol right behind it. I would think that their fog or their obscure, their driving is not in this thick of a fog. You have to understand, we're above the cloud layer, looking through a cloud layer right now, and it makes it extremely difficult. The law enforcement that was following along, providing the light, actually has moved off, is kind of with us right now. The pilots out here are all making decisions about how they're going to handle this. We can follow along for a little bit, but it does appear that the clouds, it is just a bank of clouds. So if this continues on, we should be able to pop out on the other side. When that's going to be, I can't say exactly, but we're going to try to follow along as we can.
Well, so this guy does have a lot of options. As you know, a lot of exits off the 605. If he follows it all the way to the end, he could, hop onto the 405. I mean, we've covered chases before, Stu, where they've gone all the way down to the border. And this guy started out in the Newhall Pass, and he's made it this far now. You got to wonder how much gas was in this car when they first started. And so, it looks like we're having a little bit of a break in the clouds right now. You can at least see the police vehicles that are chasing the CHP vehicles. Chasing this car. As far as you know, he's still on the 605 South, right?
No, he's not, and
Oh.
it's an excellent question. You guys are so on it. We actually transitioned onto the 105 freeway, and we're following along, and it's good for us up here, and we can watch it. I don't want to be jubilant to say we can watch this pursuit, but that's what we do up here. That's our job, and whenever we have some kind of block like this, it makes it frustrating. This shot will clear up. We do know that the cloud layer actually breaks up out here as we're working our way along the 105 freeway westbound, and it's going to open up here in just a little bit. Then we'll be able to see this again. The law enforcement is actually up here with us. I think they're moving a little bit faster. They're going to be a little bit ahead of us. So we're going to continue on just watching these kind of sort of blinking lights. I know that may be annoying for the viewers at home. Very frustrating for me, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get out of that cloud layer, we'll have a much cleaner shot. Should be happening here in just moments.
Yes, Stu, there's not much of a shot right there. Now, we understand you're now on the 105 westbound. This all started on the 5 freeway southbound. This is a police
Heavier.
pursuit.
As I look up ahead, it even gets more dense.
Oh,
so it's
boy.
going to be a little bit more dangerous
Yeah.
for California.
Well, unfortunately, you can't see from Sky9's picture anymore.
And he is moving out. He is actually increased his speed down there. I'm trying to get an exact number, but I can tell you up here in Sky 9, we're starting to open up our throttle to catch up to it. There we go. The clouds are starting to thin out. Thank goodness for that. And also, for the officers down there on the ground, that's more important for them. I don't know what their weather situation is at 0-0 on the ground down there. Hopefully it wasn't as foggy. That would have made a much more dangerous situation, especially for them. 105 freeway, we're really starting to move along out here. We're going to be coming up into the, into the Southgate. Southgate area is going to be the city. I'll get you some off-ramps as we start crossing them. But this vehicle still eluding officers. Westbound 105 freeway. You can see that car right there, the Camry. Really, that was kind of close.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any of that kind of maneuvering yet. That was the worst one we've seen so far. Kind of getting stuck up here in traffic. 105 freeway, a little bit more traffic out here than you would expect, especially at this time of night. California Highway Patrol chasing this guy. Only one originally was speed. And, all he needed to do was pull over. That's probably one of the reasons why, obviously if they're not going to stop, they're going to want to stop him. But it makes you wonder what else is going on, what else is happening inside that vehicle where this person did not want to stop just for a speeding ticket. Started way up in the Newhall Pass. Right now we're all the way down in the Compton area, 105 freeway. This vehicle still moving along. As we understand it, one person inside the vehicle. California Highway Patrol in pursuit, has been in pursuit since the Newhall Pass. We went through that cloud bank. Now we're in a little bit clearer area. This vehicle using any lane that's available to him to keep these speeds up. Still going about 80 miles an hour right now, 75 to 80. 75 to 80 is what I'm hearing. And we're still moving along, hitting the brakes out here, using the center lanes. But the pursuit continues. California Highway Patrol wants this guy to stop. That's all he needs to do is pull over. And right now, that's not happening.
So if he continues going on the 105 westbound, running into the, I don't know if he's past the 110 yet, then the 405. If he goes there, are you running into kind of flight restrictions or air restrictions over near LAX?
If we make our way out to LAX, for sure, it's going to be extremely, we will not be able to follow it at all because that's going to be a different type of airspace, and there also is a heavy cloud layer out there. Haven't made it to the 110 freeway yet. 110 freeway is going to be coming up here very, very shortly. He has not seemed to make any effort to stay in a lane to bring him to the 110 freeway. He's using all lanes out here. California Highway Patrol still chasing this guy. Definitely in the Linwood area, getting very, very close to the 110 freeway. He's using all lanes, so perhaps he'll work his way over there. We'll be able to work our way northbound again. If he stays on the 105, we might have those fog problems. Looks like, here we go.
Yeah.
You guys at the desk, you guys know it. He is getting off the freeway out here. We're going to get an idea where he's going, but definitely off the freeway now in the Linwood, Compton area, cutting people off, not using any of those lights out there. We're going to be moving northbound right now.
I mean, this is really gets dangerous because now you're talking about surface streets, and it looks like he's going at a pretty good clip.
He is moving along out here. He's on the streets. We're northbound Central off the 105 freeway. California Highway Patrol is still right there behind him, using center lanes. Now, this stuff is going to start getting really dangerous out here. There's a lot of, this isn't driving on the freeway where you can just kind of keep those open speeds. You got a lot of cross traffic. Luckily, he's been hitting a lot of green lights out here, but you can see him still moving along freeway speeds as he's working his way northbound on Central out here. Streets are opening up a little bit. That could give the opportunity for officers to make some sort of move, but right now they haven't, probably because of those high speeds. This is a Toyota Camry. It started way out in the, up in the Newhall Pass. We are down right now, Linwood area-ish, northbound Central off the 105 freeway, still moving along at a good speed. California Highway Patrol getting behind them. Looks like we're going to be making a turn right here. Looks like we're getting into a residential neighborhood, 103rd near Central, and opening it up. This is very dangerous stuff. He's on these little streets out here and really starting to move. I don't know if you can pick that up with the camera. It's actually, he's moving faster than our camera can spin around. So that is something that's going to be very dangerous. You can see one of the airships out there. That's going to be either I believe that's still LAPD, moving along out here, hitting the brakes. And look, cross traffic, running a solid red out there. And that's going to be the problem. California Highway Patrol making that stop. Yeah, I don't know if you saw them out there, but as that guy ran that red light, officers will not take that chance. They will actually slow down and make sure cross traffic is safe before they cross. Public safety #1 for these guys. This guy's priority, gosh only knows, but right now he's starting to endanger people's lives as we continue here on the 105, on the 103rd. Here we go.
Getting close.
Oh, making it. Yeah, he was. It looked like, and he still is going to try it right here. And that would have been his opportunity right there. Oh, and you know, and that's the thing. That officer right there, he wants us to stop. We want this to stop. Another great shot of the LAPD. You can see other officers in the area. I don't know if you just saw that shot, but you saw another cruiser there on one of the cross streets. Now, those guys are out here just basically to protect the safety of others out. Oh, here we go. Here we go. And there's people out here as well. Very dangerous stuff. But this is the opportunities they're looking for right there. When he slows down, this is when he's going to get up close to him. He's in a residential neighborhood. It looks like he might be looking for something out here, perhaps a place to run, perhaps an area that he knows. California Highway Patrol in force still behind him. That one cruiser, that one expedition. Now that's going to be the one that will, if there is a pit, that's going to be the one that's going to do it. And we're moving along out here. I'll get you some cross streets, but this guy not slowing down. This pursuit continues.
Okay, let's continue to follow this story here and bring you up to speed on what is happening. This is a CHP pursuit. He's getting as close.
Here we go.
This is the pit maneuver right here, and he lost it. And then right up against the van. Let's see what happens. Police officers, he's going to bail, he's backing up.
Not stopping, throwing it in a reverse. There you go, another officer. This is California Highway Patrol tactics. Very aggressive, but brings it to a stop. That other vehicle right there basically pushing it. That suspect running into that parked car. Right then, look at that. Now all of a sudden you want to stop. Now you want to put your hands up. Well, you know, buddy, it's over now. Officers are out here with their weapons drawn. You can see that one officer clearly has that yellow weapon that's going to be a less than lethal. The other officers don't have that opportunity. This guy now all of a sudden kind of shook up. Well, buddy, you should have stopped earlier. Now you see those little red lights on him right there. Those are from the less than lethal weapons, just to be very clear about that. But he does seem to be complying. He's on the ground, hands over his head. They're going to take him into custody. This all coming to an end out here. There we go. A very dramatic and aggressive stop by the California Highway Patrol. This vehicle did collide with a parked vehicle. Thank goodness nobody else was hurt. And this pursuit finally coming to an end.
Stu, does it look like that they cleared the vehicle, or or they're looking through it now?
They are just doing that right now, you know, that guy jumping out like that. And officers, when they get a little bit closer, that's going to be one of the things they're definitely checking after they're checking this guy out. They're going to look at that vehicle. You can see that one officer, flashlight out. He's checking the car right now. They pop the trunk almost immediately. Doesn't seem to be anybody else inside the vehicle. Yeah, the big code 4 from that officer right there. So that's telling everybody that this is over right now. This guy is in custody. Dramatic ending, though. That was a very dramatic ending and very tense moments for everybody involved. But that suspect now in custody.
Yes, dude, thank you so much. By my count, it was about a 30-minute long pursuit that happened and started around 9:30 our time here, as we understand that CHP caught a driver of a Toyota Camry speeding about 90 miles per hour. This is on the 5 freeway southbound. Then that moved to the 605 southbound, the 105 westbound. Stu Mundell following this from Sky 9 as this driver Lena was taking all lanes at high speeds, was going through cities of Burbank, Glendale, Cypress Park, just to name a few, before he finally ended the pursuit just moments ago.
Yeah, ended in a pit maneuver, actually 2 of them, really dramatic, and he's going to jail tonight. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.